What's up? Happy end of summer. It's actually not end of summer here because it's like 100 degrees out. So I have a fan on. I apologize if it's kind of making noise and a little distracting, but a girl's got to do what a girl's got to do. Anyways, hi. Um, so today I thought I would start with how you're feeling because there's something about that question that I feel like as a culture, we have been conditioned to just respond with, yeah, I'm fine, good, I'm good. How are you? Um, so, how are you? I'm going to ask myself how I am. But instead of doing the normal, hey, how are you? Or let's do a little role play. Hey, how are you? Well, I am feeling a combination of a bit of anxiousness and a bit of hopefulness. I'm feeling some anxiety in my tummy, which has been going on for a while, but I'm also feeling some hopefulness in my heart. And I feel like my heart is working really hard to like calm down the anxiety. How's that for an answer of how you're feeling? Anyways, if you watch this video later, please take a minute to pause and really check in with yourself on how you're feeling. And if you feel so inclined and you're feeling a little social, share what came up for you in the comments. So I'm going to try something a little different with this live. I'm going to do a little rant and rave. I'm going to rant about something. I'm going to rave about something. And today they are kind of connected. So the rant has to do with lies of convenience. I was talking to a friend of mine earlier, and he was talking about how he wasn't really sure if he asked his dad a question, if he would be honest in the answer. And I said, do you know, like he would tell you the truth? And he was like, I actually don't know. Which I was like, huh. And I just found that response really interesting, to not know that about someone that you're really close to. And then it got me thinking about there are times when I'm I'm talking with someone and saying something, and I can almost sense that they may not agree. I'm a very opinionated person, so I'm quite sure there are myriads of time when people don't agree with me. But maybe it's my personality, I don't know. But I can sense when someone's maybe not agreeing with me, but they're just kind of like going along with it and going, oh, okay, yeah, yeah, I see that. But I can sense it. And in those situations, what comes up for me is a deep sense of disappointment. Um, because when people aren't willing to share their true thoughts, it kind of dings the trust that you can have between each other. And I don't know, trust is such an important thing. And I feel like we've been conditioned to think like it's better to not ruffle feathers and just kind of go with the flow and not create conflict or discomfort. And so we don't say a lot of things. And I actually find that to be um, a disservice to our relationships when we make that decision. Now, don't get it twisted. I understand that choosing to be honest about things, especially if they're uncomfortable, um, can be challenging. Although I will say, based on my commitment to it, um, it does get easier with time. Ooh, look how much I'm sweating as I stand by the fan. Um, and I feel like there's a deeper connection, a deeper level of trust that is very comforting when you can make that decision in your relationships with people, especially the ones close to you. Okay, granted, maybe not like the random person on the street or whatever, but at least your close circle of peeps. So that's kind of my rant. I really wish that I want, like, even on television, like everywhere, it's, I don't know, it's a pet peeve of mine. I'm like, you're not actually calling people on that, or not even like calling on it, because I don't want it to be about judgment, but just really questioning that. Why do you feel that way? What's that about? Is that really true? Like, I don't know. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. But I feel like we could have a much calmer society as a whole if we learned that communication skill and really applied it more often. So, that is my rant on lies of convenience, because I personally find them inconvenient, extremely. So, on to my rave, though, which is tied to it, because my rave is honesty. I cannot tell you how much I love when I am in the company of someone who is committed to that value in their life. Now, I feel there's a caveat that needs to go along with this, because some people like use honesty as like a proud, like, I don't know, description of them, but like they use it in the sense of brutally honest. And I'm like, yeah, no, not a fan of that. Because sometimes people use it as like a manipulative tactic. That is not the type of honesty I'm talking about. There's really no room for that, because then honesty is basically being used as a weapon, especially when the thing that you are being moved to be honest about is hard. You know what I mean? Like, why would you like proudly say, "Oh, I'm honest no matter what," but do it in a way that doesn't incorporate some compassion? Um, so, the sexiest combination in the world: honesty and compassion. Ooh, yeah, those two together. It's just such it's a warm and fuzzy place to be when you're in the company of people like that. And, I have a small circle of people that I know I can rely on for that. And what I love about it is, first of all, especially if you're a person that is committed to the evolution of yourself, it's really hard to evolve without some deep, thoughtful, oftentimes, or at least sometimes difficult honesty, facing things about yourself and choices that you make. And what I love about the close circle of people that I have is when they're honest with me, because we have such a deep level of trust, I know that their sharing of that, at the base of it, is their deep desire for my happiness. And so it makes it easier to receive um, honesty in areas that are really difficult. You should practice it if it's not something that you do on the regular. I personally am kind of committed to kind of committed sounds really like those two don't go together. Kind of and committed. Um, I just really enjoy practicing it every chance I get, even with people that I don't know well. It's Yeah, I actually want to do a series on freedom, because I feel like there's a lot of different types of freedom, and freedom is one of those things that is pretty common for us all to be striving for so that we can be our true authentic selves. And I find that you create a certain type of freedom in your life when you commit to being honest. And one final thing, the deepest, most useful type of honesty is honesty with oneself, which I learned really well when I got out of a really funky relationship I was in my late 20s. When I got out of that and really had to do some deep soul searching, it required a level of honesty with myself that I don't know if I'd ever done before. And so it's one of the things I'm actually grateful for that crappy relationship for, because I was so naive before that. And it really helped me to take responsibility for my choices in life. And taking responsibility for your choices in life requires honesty. So there's my rant and my rave. Um, I'm not going to stay too long because Serena's playing tennis at the US Open and I want to watch. But I want to leave you with a fun fact, a couple of fun facts that I came across, which I think are interesting. One is humorous, I think. So I came across this recent study that was published by um, JAMA in terminal medicine, which I have no real knowledge of that, but that's what this post I came across said. And this study that they did, they found that approximately 110 deaths a year could be prevented if adults between the ages of 40 and 85 or older, so basically 40 or older, increased their moderate or vigorous physical activity by just 10 minutes a day. That's really, you could blink your eye and that's done. So I thought that was really interesting because what I'm finding in midlife is that I need things that are easeful and gentle and caring for my body. But, I also want to see results. I have learned that in midlife, you need to be much more patient with how things unfold, especially around physical goals as your body ages. And so I thought just knowing that if you can increase whatever you do by 10 minutes a day, it's kind of like a no-brainer. So I have some thoughts around this. This is what I started doing. So, the Great Awakening, which we all know what that is, the P word that I'm not going to say. A lot of us got a little more lethargic. And even though we're on the coming out of it stage, I feel like all of our behaviors are still kind of finding their way back to whatever our normal is going to be now. And for me, especially because I'm in midlife now and going through menopause, um, I just found it really hard to get back into the level of active lifestyle that I wanted to be in. And when I would try to start doing workouts again, like my body was not feeling it and I was not enjoying it at all. And I could tell it was kind of having a little bit of an impact on my psyche. Like I was buying into that BS story that, oh God, I'm old, I'll never be able to work out again. Whereas really what the truth was is like, no, actually, you just can't work out like you're 20 anymore. So this is what I started doing. So I want to share it with you. So I've been doing this for maybe like a month and a half now. I was dealing with a bit of a tummy. I don't mind a bit of a tummy. I am not the girl that's like, ooh, really, really skinny. But it was enough of a tummy that I was a little uncomfortable. So I was like, this isn't my ideal weight. And so I want to do things. So this is what I do. I'm about to show you right now. Let me go find my little weights. So as I'm going about my day, let's say I'm let's say I'm like working at the computer and I go to the bathroom. On my way back, I'll just drop and do 10 push-ups and then go about my day. And then I have these little weights. These are actually weights my mom left here. They're a little light for me, but so I have these weights just lying around. And then again, I'll get up, get a glass of water, and I will get the weights. So I'm going to do one now. Say maybe one, I'll put them on my shoulders like this, and then I'll do like 10 squats. And then another time, I'll do like some sit ups. And if I do that every time I go to do something, I literally, by the end of the day, I do also go for a walk, but that's more relaxation for me, but it ends up being a little bit of cardio as well because I'm going up a few hills. So between that and these, let me just do a little workout while I chat to you right now. Yeah, like in a month and a half, my body really bounced back. Now, here's the deep part about it. So I was doing these just random. And literally, I wasn't even like making notes. Oh, did I do 3 sets of anything? No, I would just work out all the different parts of my body. But what happened was in the last couple of weeks, I've started to feel stronger and more like myself, I would say, not lethargic and just, out of whack. And that has led to me wanting to actually exercise more. So what I've kind of discovered is it's kind of like a new pre-step in my middle-aged life that I need to take. If, say, there's a period of time where I, stop working out and then I need to kind of ramp it back up. Also, I'm such a fan of going slow because you don't want to injure yourself when you get older because it just takes longer to recover. So I err on the side of easy, not too hard in the beginning, listening to my body at all costs so that it's being gradually strengthened and made to feel strong without overtaxing it or putting myself in a precarious position. So I share that with you. Try it if you feel like it. I am literally at the stage right now where I think I'm going to start doing more stuff. The other thing I do is when I go on my walks, I have a few sets of stairs I pass. Yeah, I just run up those stairs and down and then keep walking. It's so easy. Like there are ways to do physical activity and that extra 10 minutes a day and incorporate them into your life where it feels like you didn't even really do it. I really believe in that. Trust in that. And the final fun fact I came across, I can't even remember where I came across this, but it had something to do with some woman I came across who's a belly dancer teacher. And she was being interviewed, and she said that she, by mistake, discovered, or not by mistake, but just accidentally discovered one of her students came up to her and told her that after doing belly dancing for a while, she had found that the incontinence she was struggling with went away. So now she's had a couple of people who have confirmed the same thing. And now she basically touts that as one of the benefits of doing belly dancing. So if you're one of those people that one likes dancing or two likes to try things in terms of physical activity that are a little out of the norm, or if you're struggling with incontinence, which, hello midlife, that can come along with the 50s and 60s and beyond, maybe give belly dancing a try. There are my fun tips for the day. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. Love you. See you next month, the last Monday of the month at 5 p.m. Unless otherwise noted. That's the goal for now. See ya.